Well, hey, everybody. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I'm so extremely happy and excited to be with you today. We are launching our first docu-series, and the name of this one is Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. And just for a few minutes here today, I have the host for that. We'll be doing various things in various cities across the nation and maybe even across the world, because we are a worldwide organization here at Life Innovation Global TV. And so I want to introduce to you and bring to the stage Larnie Mulvey, and she is known as a power lady. I'm going to have her introduce herself, and I'm just so excited about this and all of what we were able to do to really pour into women and have them pour into us and give us some information on why they power lift as well as box. So without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage Larnie Mulvey. How are you?
Hello. Good afternoon from the Chicagoland area, above freezing temperatures. So
above freezing temperatures. So I'm so sorry. It's a blue sky here in Arizona. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much for joining us for just a moment today. And I just want to let people know that today is January 28th. And the next two portions of this docu-series, where we will be hearing from more of the women that Larnie interviewed, is going to be on February 4th and February 11th. So you don't want to miss those particular sessions with us. And we'll be giving you the time and more information and actually having commercials. But before I get into all of that, you are amazing. And I guess what I did is I gave you the name, the Power Lady, right?
Yes. I mean,
Why
you gave it to me. You gave it to me. It's stuck over the years now. So, well, you gave me this nickname because I think it's because of a few different things. So today I actually have my hair down. It's beautiful. It's luscious. And it's not up in my usual power bun, my power bun is my signature look. But today I actually took the time to make sure that I was presentable. And then when we first met, I was powerlifting, and I was a powerlifter, and I had a record of doing a deadlift of 402 pounds in a federation that I was in. So that was another power thing, a power, power theme. And then just speaking with you, Crystal, you saw the strength and the power that I had. And I think that is where the power lady came from, and it's stuck ever since.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And just your emphasis too on wanting to lift up women in a powerful way related to confidence, and that's actually also how this particular docu-series came to be, of which today we're going to be talking more about like the background. I'm going to be talking about confidence in general, maybe before or even after you're off, but confidence and self-esteem and different things that women do because of different things that they've gone through in their life. And I personally was bullied, and that had some traumatic influence on me, and beat up and all different kind of stuff when I was younger. And it made me who I am today, because I look at confidence and I look at how I treat people and how I want to be treated in a different way. And so, yeah, the power lady, you have like so much going on, and I really love some of the clips that I have that we're going to see, and all of your different faces and expressions, and how you just really went in. And so I want people to know who you are. I'm going to have you actually do a formal introduction. I'm going to go off the screen for you to talk about what you do and who you are, because this is really not necessarily the start, but for this portion, like for this docu-series type thing, the start of something very, very huge and big for you, because you have really a lot of gifts and talents, and really being able to pull out what women are feeling, and men too, but as they go through their fitness and health journey. I really think that you have a gift there with these interviews. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more on national and international stages with what you'll be doing. So without further ado, I'm going to exit the stage, and Larnie, just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you again, Crystal, for having me be part of this docu-series, because part of me is letting women understand that their story matters and being relatable to me, because as my story as an immigrant and coming to the US and not really seeing the representation that I was wanting to see as an athlete, because I wasn't allowed to be an athlete. And so growing up understanding that there was more to me than just being in that same like vision of what my parents saw me as, but being that athlete was really the icing on my cake. And so that's where I started building my own vision and understanding that my confidence was very important, my self-esteem was important, and my self-value. And I really wanted to make sure that I built that for myself so I could share it with others. So as an author, as a speaker, as a host for shows, I love knowing that there is that story in everyone and that they have a story not just to relate to me, but to relate to others and empower others as well. So being a part of this docu-series has been an important factor in my life because it is now letting me open more doors for other women to understand their strength, to touch that strength that they have inside of them and build it upon themselves and have them walk in their strength, confidence, and beauty journey themselves.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, yes, yes. So what did it, how did this journey for confidence, strength, and beauty, how did this change just your mindset about women? I know you go to the gym yourself, but like going to these various gyms here in Arizona, she flew in from Chicago to interview some of these women. How did that shift your mindset, excuse me, related to women?
I really think the mindset shift for me was knowing in the back of my mind, I knew that everyone has a story and everyone wants to know that there are other stories along with them, that they are not alone, and that there are support systems, there are groups, there are other people, other women going through the same thing. And it builds that confidence when you have that good support system and that visual thing that you can actually like take in. It is a very empowering moment when you see other people doing that. So that mindset for me, seeing myself in these other women too and hearing their stories and inside me going, gosh, I went through that too. I went through that too. And it was really empowering for me to be able to get these stories from the other women.
Mhm. Yeah, and the other thing I want to highlight and hear from you on is that we were with women of all different ages. Like, there's I think you're already a part of the old ladies lift or something
Yeah.
like that too. But there were some older ladies, and there was one lady I remember her interview talking about people are like, oh, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that. And she's like, I'm older than all of them. And they're talking about that they're too old. And then there were some younger ones. Tell us a little bit about the age difference of the people that you interviewed.
So I interviewed women from early 20s, mid 20s, all the way up to over 40 women. And it's funny because I do belong to another group called Old Ladies Lift, where that group is for women who are over 40 who like to lift or do exercise and movement. And I actually met some of those women who are in that group and they're in their 50s, 60s. And it is awesome to be able to see the spectrum of the women that I met. There were mothers who I get to interview as well, and to see them get like lit up because they were talking about their story and they're saying like how exercise really helped them. That is so empowering to know, because when we reach that certain age, it's almost like we think we're done for, but we're not. It's just another chapter in our lives. And so to hear the young women talk about it, and to see the middle age and then upper ages, we all know that it's an ever-changing evolutionary mindset that strength can give you.
Right, right. And be careful with that middle age, older, whatever it was that you said, upper ages.
I was trying to figure out, like, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm having my birthday party, my big gala, charity gala actually be this year. I'll be 60. And so one of the things I'll be talking about, after we get further in the show, is about my fitness journey and some things I'm going to be doing this year to prep. And so I can be like, fly for my birthday in September and then, continue it on for a lifestyle. So yeah, it is important to have those fitness goals. And so you've been through a few things yourself, and if you want to just share a little bit, maybe about some of the different challenges maybe you've had in powerlifting, or injuries, or different things, and how you have to continue to build on your mindset to move forward in that. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
As I started with strength sports, I did start with powerlifting, and the first hurdle that was there was to get over the fear of going into the gym and touching the free weights, going to the free weight room and actually lifting more than what I thought I could do. And I still have that hurdle sometimes, where I even when I get to my max lifts, it's like I still, in the back of my mind, I still have that fear of, well, what if I can't do it? And that mindset took a lot of practice to get over the wall that I would build for myself. I had that time of that sense of talking myself out of things. And I'm glad that I have a supportive coach that tells me, like, hey, you are a lot stronger than you think you are. And I feel that with other people too. They're a lot stronger than they think they are. And when you get to a point of fear, it's almost like, how do you get past that point of fear? And excuse me. And really, that point of fear is where it begins. It's where you have to choose to do it or don't. But to step forward in your own self is just respecting and giving yourself the acknowledgement to move forward. So sometimes that fear can be very debilitating, and sometimes that fear is that jump off point, and you have to make the decision to move forward.
Yeah. And you just had something that you got over here recently. You were walking around with was it a brace or a boot or something? Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I tore my Achilles at the end of April of last year, and it didn't stop me from training. I was still training, and I still competed. I competed in a powerlifting competition, and I did bench only. And it's funny because it almost stopped me from doing what I loved, which was lifting. But I actually found a different avenue and a different way to train. So it took a little bit of a mind shift because of that injury. But now it's still getting back into it. I'm getting close to being 100%, and I am really excited. But really, during that time, there were a lot of, am I doing this right? Am I still going to hurt myself? So there were a lot of doubts. But again, if it's something, if for me, I love it so much that I found a way.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's scary, but I found a way, and I was still able to compete and hit a PR, a personal best, for my bench.
Awesome. And so I want to focus in on what we're doing here. So part of this is in relation to women. It's in relation to people in general, but it's an innovative way to look at beauty, because a lot of people, I have some percentages and stats and stuff here. You know, there's people that go to the gym, but a lot of people use the machines that they have, or, you know, just like myself, I use the 5, the 10, the 20, you know, but powerlifting is something that's catching on, and there are people that do it, women that do it, and boxing, there are women that do it, but it's not like it's the majority. And so to have where, you know, we're digging into confidence, strength, and beauty from a powerlifting and boxing perspective, what can you tell our audience about, like, when I asked you to do this specifically for this specific segment of women?
Well, I was all in when it came to powerlifting and strength. So that was really a no-brainer for me. And to be able to talk about strength, especially for women, it's a passion of mine to let them understand, to have them understand that strength isn't scary. It's not something you shouldn't be afraid of it. Everyone has their own levels of strength. I just have a little bit more. Some people have a little less, but that's okay. That is okay. And doing this project opens the doors for me, in my perspective, it opened the doors for other women to understand that strength isn't one-sided. And I've always said that strength is universal. Even the perception of strength is universal. Strength can come in different factors. It can come in different looks. It can come in different body types. It can come from different people. So strength shouldn't be scary. And my hope for the docu-series is to open those doors for so many options that women can choose from. And strength is really up to the individual on where they want to take it.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. That's good. And so some of the women talked about, you know, why they went into these particular types of activities. And so boxing specifically, and it's not necessarily for self-defense per se, but some of the ones that mentioned how, you know, they were in relationships that weren't necessarily the healthiest, and this gave them the confidence to stand up for themselves, not necessarily to stand up for themselves to box the guy or whatever, you know, who might have been abusing them, but it gave them mental clarity and mental strength. What's something that you can share with us on that?
When it comes to strength, it equals confidence for me. So when people are viewing their strength and going into a boxing gym, going into powerlifting, going into strongman, it gives you lessons throughout your training that you take into your personal life. And those lessons may not be very clear, but it plants a seed on where you feel like you should be. You should be treating yourself better, or you respect yourself a lot more. And that self-belief, because you think that you can't hit a punching bag. You think that you can't do the 10 sets of jabs or whatever. Sometimes you think that you can't lift 180 pounds, and you can. It's that mind shift when you get into these kinds of arenas, these environments, that changes the mindset for you. And it brings that level, like it's little by little, but it builds those bricks of fortitude. And then it becomes part of your life. And then you use it everywhere that you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And my father was into boxing. He boxed in the Army, and so we went on to, you know, after I was born, to start going to Golden Gloves. He would take me, there, and we were going to go to the MGM to go to one a huge match there, but he passed away before we were able to do that. So I always had a love for boxing and have done some in the gym. But actually to take like a boxing class or anything like that, like these women have in sparring and whatnot, was not something that I had done. And so that is something that I'm looking forward to for this year as part of my fitness training, is to get into that. And one of the things that you did too was just talk a little bit about the art of it. And so, like you said, you haven't necessarily done like professional boxing or anything like that, but there is skill related to this. It's not just getting in there and just doing punching. There's all different kinds of things related to skill for this and for powerlifting.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the differences for you that you've seen? And maybe you can stick with powerlifting too. The differences you've seen with men versus women, how we have to go about these particular activities differently.
I think when I see, okay, I'm going to compare my husband and I when it comes to especially like strongman training. For me, it was a slow process. It was getting over the self-doubt, and especially for anything upper body. For women, our upper bodies are a lot less strong than a man's, and to actually use the fact that I tore my Achilles to improve my upper body. It was a little scary because it was understandably the my weak point when it came to strongman, powerlifting. Anything upper body was just something that I struggled with. But when I see my husband come into a strongman training, a powerlifting brand new, and he's putting up big numbers, it's a little intimidating. But what I learned throughout this process is every time I go into the gym and train is progress. Every time I do a set, every time I do a rep, it is progress. And you just get better and better and better every time you commit, every time you make the decision to go in and train. You just get better, better, better every time. And I think that is very important in your mindset. Is the first time is 99.9% going to be the hardest thing to do, is to get started. But that 99.9%, it's going to get better and better and better every time you go in and practice.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So there are differences, and it is important to have a coach, have a trainer when you go about something like this. And the coaches that we met, I want to focus in on that for a little bit too. They were just really great in how they interacted with the women. You want to talk a little bit about the coaches?
So I know there were a few coaches that we talked to, or that I talked to. One of the boxing coaches, he loved seeing the women coming in and training, and he loved seeing their progress from day 1 to day 50. He would just say, the women were so great to coach because we actually like think about it and we process it. So, and it was enjoyable for him to see that progress in a woman, especially when it came to boxing. And it to get the story from the women's perspective when they were starting to box. I know it was always, they talked about like their lungs burning when they first started, but now they can actually do the exercises for 30 minutes and longer. And it sparks that joy in the coach to see that. And then from the athlete to the coach, it's such a symbiotic relationship where everybody just flows and ebbs. And when it goes well, it's going well. When it goes bad for both. But there's that support system again.
Right. And what I enjoyed seeing was also their concern related to safety too, because you do a lift in a wrong way, you could really just mess yourself up for life. So just to see them, doing different corrections and positioning and assisting in that way too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I mean, my coach does the same thing now, where when they're all the athletes are in the gym at the same time, we actually go, when we're doing our lifts, we go separately. So my coach sees me, my coach sees this person, my coach sees this. So it's not like a free for all. Everybody's doing their own thing. And at that time when we're pausing for another, we're actually cheering them on as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that coaching, but also the support system from all of us together.
Right. And so I really appreciate you being on today as we open up this particular docu-series. There's just going to be some little snippets that we'll show related to pictures, and we'll be getting into various videos and things, and more discussion related to confidence, what that means for women, strength, how we can use our physical strength to help support our mental strength and beauty. This is very, very important to me, that we let all women know, that they're beautiful, and using this as like an innovative beauty method, having where you're doing powerlifting and boxing, is something that I think that's pretty cool. And so there's some pretty neat stories that we'll be continue to get into, and innovation is key. So any way that we can creatively and innovatively do anything in our life to help ourselves and help others is what I'm personally all about, and what we're about here on Life Innovation Global TV. And I would like to thank you, Larnie, for coming on today to help us open up this docu-series. And we'll be seeing you again, hopefully on February 4th and 11th, as we continue on with some of the stories from the ladies. So any final comments that you want to give before you head out?
Well, first I want to say thank you for this docu-series. It was a blast to make, and it is something, especially when it comes to strength sports, powerlifting or strongman or any of the other strength sports. There's so many out there. It is great to be able to be part of the exposure for that kind of setting. So thank you for having that. And I'm so glad that this is coming out. Yay.
Yeah. Yes. Me too. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, hey, everybody. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson. Extremely happy to be with you on Life Innovation Global TV here for the opening of the docu-series Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. Now, related to gym memberships, there's about 54% or so of memberships are by women. And then there's also about 76 or so of like the different classes they have. 76% of the classes that they have are women that go to those classes. But when we get into powerlifting and into boxing and sports like that, the percentages go way, way down. And so to be able to talk about the benefits of these two particular fitness types and to talk about the whys and the benefits of those is part of what we're going to be doing here as part of what I call health innovation. And so for this year of 2024, there's going to be some things that I'll be doing differently related to my health as I lead up to my birthday in September. And you can be a part of that journey as well. As women, a lot of times we need support. Men need support too, right? But when we have where we're doing things as a community, sometimes that helps us to go further. It helps us to do what we need to do each and every day because there's someone that is depending on us. And so when we talk about confidence and we talk about the innovative portion of that, some of what you'll be seeing and hearing on Life Innovation Global TV are people who get it, people who have been through some things, people who have a spark and something that they want to share in their life related to their journey in various areas. So that's why it's Life Innovation Global TV. It's related to our whole life because there's a whole circle of things that go on in our life, whether it's with our businesses, or sometimes we don't even have a business. It's with our household, it's with our health, it's with our spirituality. And it can be like finances, it can be self-esteem, it can be like it goes back and forth, ebbs and flows between soft skills and more tactical and strategic type skills, where we're talking about marketing plans and business plans and all different kinds of statistics and probabilities and all of that. So there's a lot that goes on with our life and in our life. But without our health, we have nothing. And so part of what we want to do here on Life Innovation Global TV is to use short, powerful content. That's what it says. Which way can I go? The home of short, powerful content. There is right behind me is what we're going to be featuring. And it's also related to people from all over the world. Because guess what? We can have where we could be talking about the same exact subject, but because of people's maybe economic conditions, because of where they are in their life related to their career or their job, or you'll hear me talk about the cash flow quadrant. If they're an employee, or if they own their own business, or if they have their business is where it has things are systematized, or if they do investments, like whatever it is, wherever people are in their life, we have something for you. Now we have in this particular series where there were women from various walks of life that were in all different types of gyms. You know, some of the gyms, you know, they were clean, but you could see where there was maybe had been some blood on the floor, you know, and there was like people sweating and it smelled like a gym. And then there was other ones that were very pristine and clean, and they had, you know, various types of clientele that went to one type of gym versus the clientele that went to another type of gym. And so having where people want to do joint sessions and be in a gym where everybody's out there going for it versus people who want to maybe just do it in private and have a private session with the private coach is a coach or trainer. There's that type as well. And so we were in all different types of areas, and we can't wait to extend this docu-series through other cities with Larnie as the host and with other hosts as well. So if you are interested in being a part of Confidence, Strength, and Beauty, you can contact us at the contact us section of lifeinnovationglobal.com. That's lifeinnovationglobal.com. And we would love to hear from you. Also, if you're interested just in general, you have a specific topic, a specific focus, and you want to be a show host, you can give us a call. You can give us an email, a contact on lifeinnovationglobal.com, and let us know that you want to be a show host, as well as if you want to be a sponsor and have your events or your business on, meaning a commercial related to that. So we have lots and lots of opportunities for you here, and we are excited about kicking off Life Innovation Global TV with this particular docu-series. Now, as we talk a little bit, I want you to think about some things. I'm going to play another commercial, and I want you to think about some things about, what are the benefits of boxing, and why would women even consider doing that, or the benefits of powerlifting. And there's a lot of different ways to get healthy and to stay healthy and to have it as a lifestyle. But why did these women pick this particular area? So we're going to be looking at that a little bit. And you may also notice right here at the bottom on our banner at the bottom that it says The World Speaks. So that is the main show that we're going to have here on Life Innovation Global TV, where we have people from all over the world speaking about various topics and pouring into us. I just finished a interview series with one of my Billionaire Alliance friends. He came into our studio here in Arizona to talk about his business and why he started the business, how it started, and his mindset, and how the company now, after he sold it, they grossed, is it $2 or $3 billion this past year? I think it was, yeah. I think it was $2 or so billion this last year. And so how do you even start something that ends up doing that? Now, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over a number of years, and it was due to his diligence and the different things that we will be talking about in the interview. So I don't want you to miss that. And so that particular show is called Out of the Mouth of Legends, and that's a part of The World Speaks. Out of the Mouth of Legends. So people who have been doing what they do for a period of time and have achieved maximum success and still are achieving success now. So there's a lot that we have planned for you. And a lot of it, like I said, is short, powerful content. There's not going to be anything long. This is a docu-series. And so it is where, we'll be going into a few other things, and it's a little bit longer of a broadcast type. But today is just the opener. And so we wanted to bring you information from our main host that started with us on this. And behind the scenes, we would like to thank Beth, who did some of the filming, as well as myself and Mr. Ben. And so with our camera crew behind the scenes, and with all of those who were in front of the camera as well, all the various gyms, we really thank you for what you've done. And we can't wait to highlight you further and catch up with you now, and kind of maybe have like a where are they now type of segment to this docu-series. And so we're going to get into some stats and some discussions about boxing and about how this helps you with your confidence and self-esteem. And I just want to play this for you, and we will be right back. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and we are here on LIGTV, which is Life Innovation Global TV, the home of short, powerful content. But today, we're doing our opener for the docu-series on confidence, strength, and beauty. This is a docu-series about women who box and women who power lift. And so if that's you, and if you want to be a part of the next segments that we will be having, we would love, love, love to hear from you. You can go to the contact page on Life Innovation Global TV. Excuse me, lifeinnovationglobal.com. And we would love to hear from you, and we would love to feature you and what you're doing at your gym. So if you're a gym owner, a fitness trainer of any type related to these particular areas, we would love to have a conversation and maybe feature you on here, because we want to have where women take an innovative approach to their health, an innovative approach to beauty, an innovative approach to confidence, and what happened, in their mind and in their life that made them maybe pick these two particular areas. There's so many other things that people can do, but these ladies went all out and all in related to boxing and related to powerlifting. And they're all different shapes and sizes and ages as well. And so when we look at the benefits of boxing, one, as you know, because of all of what you're doing, it burns fat, it burns calories. And so you could burn up to like 700 to 1,000 calories per hour, depending on the type of workout you're doing when you're boxing. And that would be great, right? To burn calories, and it improves your cardiovascular health because of the breathing. Now, when Larnie was on here, she was saying that some of the women were talking about how their lungs were burning, their lungs were on fire, and it is something that takes good breath control, and it's something that would really be great to have. Where you're using this innovative way to move forward in your life and with your health. And so we're going to be talking about all different areas of health and all different kinds of challenges we're going to have. And so I want to have where you contact us, and I'm going to say it again, lifeinnovationglobal.com. Contact us if you're using these two particular areas, and we will be happy to have where we speak to you and maybe even some of the people that you train. And we can do that online, but depending on where you are, we may have where we have a host that's in that area. And if we're flying into that area, we would love to do a series on your gym or what you're doing, your workouts, do it live with you. So contact us, and we would love to have you be a part of this. And it's something else that, as you know, it builds up your strength and it builds up your core. And a lot of what happens to us as we get older, like I said, I'll be 60 later this year, is that we lose our core strength, right? We lose it if we're not doing things to build it and maintain it. And so one of the things that I'll be doing, and one of the things that I do all the time, is I dance and I teach dancing. I'm going to be doing a lot more dancing this year, but I'm also going to be doing a lot more weightlifting. And I'm going to see if I'm going to go into a little bit of powerlifting, but I'm definitely going to be doing more just general weights, and then also boxing. So if you want to be a part of that journey and pick those up at your local gym, that would be great, because we can do this, and we can be in this together, ladies, across the nation and across the world. So I would love, love, love if there's anyone at all that's thinking about starting a journey related to boxing and lifting. We would love to be able to follow you in your progression throughout this year. This is January, and we can follow every month how you're doing and listen to what you're saying as far as the tips that your trainer has given you, and see how everything lines up with various people that have various trainers. And we would love to even have your trainer on this show as well. So I'm looking forward to a very exciting year related to that. Now, let's see, what else does it have here? Boxing improves your coordination. So whether it's a left jab, right jab, like all the different kinds of things that you need to do, and depending on what your trainer tells you to do, then you need to know, obviously, your left from your right, but there's a lot of technique involved. So being able to have where you have good coordination and good eye coordination with your hands and with your feet, all of the different things you need to move and be able to do. You're using your core, you're building your core. This is something that's really good for women to do to build up their strength. Now, the strength that we were talking about was physical, but as you heard when Larnie was on, we were also talking about mental strength and talking about, maybe we didn't mention the word stress. This is something, ladies, that would be a great, great stress reliever for all of us. So when we think about all the different kinds of things we can do, one of the things I love to do to release stress is to go golfing, because I get to hit something. I get to hit the ball and over and over and over again, because you do it, maybe 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6 times per hole. Don't judge me. If it's a par 5, sometimes I end up having to do it more than the 5 sometimes on a par 5. But we digress. We're not here to talk about golf, but we are talking about stress relief. So boxing can be a really great stress relief, and it also can be something that helps us with our mental fitness, our mental fitness. And so anything that we can do before we go to work, maybe even during lunchtime, but when we get off of work, anything that we can do to help build up our mental fitness, our mental strength, our mental health is very, very important. So again, this area of confidence, strength, and beauty, where we talk about boxing and powerlifting, is something that really could help you with your mental health as well. And so as we continue to look at this, there are gyms that offer private sessions, and then there's some that offer women's only sessions, because a lot of women don't want to be in a place where there's like men, watching them, and because of maybe whatever they have on or whatever they're doing, they might be self-conscious, and also sometimes men try to pick up women at the gym and all of that, and so they just want to be maybe in a women's only session. So trainers, coaches, gym owners, think about that. If you do not have women only sessions, maybe think about it, because that might be something that helps the women to feel more at ease to want to come to a class that you're having, if it's a women's only session. And there's some gyms that are women's only. There's one here. We're going to be hearing from her. Hopefully she'll be able to be on with us February 4th or 11th, that has a women's gym. And there's activities from time to time. I think she says that, she has, that men can come to too, but it's a women's gym. And so I can't wait to have you speak with her. And she's a power lifter, very, very powerful woman. And so I really want to have her come on and share with you. So confidence, strength, and beauty. There's all different ways that we can get fit and stay fit. But the main thing is to do something. Do something for yourself that helps you not only to stay physically fit, but to stay mentally fit. So after this commercial, we're going to get into some other statistics, and we'll be wrapping up here. Not sure if it's going to be, let's see, with the time that we have here. Yeah, probably in about the next 30 minutes or so, because there's some things that I want to share with you about health and the book that we have coming out, which is called Love Yourself Enough. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I am here as part of our opener for the Docu-Series, Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. So one of the things that we want to talk about is not just feeling beautiful or having confidence about how we look outside, but also on the inside. And there's some statistics that talk about, how people feel when they work out. And some of them, actually say that only maybe about 25% of people, feel happier because of working out, where there's other statistics that say that it's way more than that. It's at least over half the people, that you feel better when you work out, and you feel better when you're doing something that gets your juices flowing, as they say, and you're sweating and you're releasing energy, releasing stress. And so boxing and powerlifting are two areas that can do that. And you basically, just like on a lot of other things, you get addicted to it. Like, you can't wait to go back to have your session. And so as we honor those and lift up and celebrate the women who have been doing this, we want to also encourage women who have not been doing this to maybe decide whether you want to go on that journey or not. And so a lot of people say that exercise is an important part of their life. And some statistics show that it's higher, and some it's like 42% of people say that it's an important part. But a lot of it has to do with people really getting used to having inactivity. Whether you have a job or whatever you do during the day, you get up and you go and do that, and then you come home and you eat and you go to sleep, and you just do that same thing again, and no physical activity. And so those are people that are higher risk for strokes and heart attacks and all different things that can cause issues with your gut health, and because you're not doing things to keep everything moving through your system. And so boxing definitely takes energy, with not just your hand movement for the boxing, but for your core and for your footwork. And a lot of trainers have where there's weightlifting type of training that you need to do, pre-training, as you're doing boxing, building up your muscles and building up your joints and your stamina with the lifting, as well as doing the boxing. So this is going to be a really great year for us to hear from some of these professionals. I'm just giving, just some general information about what we're doing, and some comments here and there about some of what the women have stated and what some of the trainers have stated. But the main thing here is for us to do something for our health. So if you want to join us on Confidence, Strength, and Beauty, February 4th and 11th, to start hearing from some of the ladies, that would be great. And also, if you are a person who wants to be on the journey with us, you can put that in the message on lifeinnovationglobal.com, and you can go on this year-long journey with us so that we can document each month the progression that you're making on your journey. So just think about that. And if you want to join, or if you have someone else that you know that is starting something new in their health journey this year, you can give them our information, and we would love to have where we feature them. All right. So what I want to talk about now is the book that I mentioned to you, Love Yourself Enough. So the name of the book is that because a lot of times related to our health, our mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all different types of health, financial health, but this one is specifically about health, your body's health. We have to love ourselves enough to make some of the changes that we need to make in order to have a better life and a longer life. Now, accidents do happen, but if we want to have longevity, ladies and gentlemen, then we need to love ourselves enough to sometimes not just push away from the table, but make some permanent changes, some permanent shifts in how we have a relationship with food, the relationship with our doctors, dentists, all of that, and getting our blood work done from time to time, on a regular regimented schedule, and understanding what the numbers mean and how we can help our levels go up and down. based on the food that we eat, based on the amount of sleep that we get, based on what time we eat, based on snacking or no snacking, based on our food combinations, like what we eat at the same time that we're eating something else. There's like a lot of different things that we could look at, and supplements and our exercise schedule. And I mentioned sleep. I'm going to mention that again. That's something that I'm working on. But all of that has an effect on our longevity. So there's portions in there related to different topics in that book. And then there's a portion that's called the Health Bible from age 0 to 100. So what can we be doing? Actually, it starts before 0, because it's, if you're a woman and you're pregnant or going to be pregnant, what you should do before you even become pregnant, so that your baby can grow in a very, very nice environment inside of you. And then when that baby comes out, like what we can already be doing to help them succeed with having longevity as well. And so Loving Ourselves Enough is a very, very cool and important book. And I can't wait to have that come out for us to share with you, hoping to have it out by the end of this year. And so we want to thank you for being here with us on Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. There is a few other things that I want to go over with you. And what I'll do is just play this other LIGTV opener, and then we'll go over a few other announcements, and that will be it for our docu-series for today. Can't wait to have you join us to hear from some of the women February 4th and February 11th. Hey, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and we are here on the opener. Just a few tidbits related to Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. It's a docu-series about women who box and women who powerlift. And so when we look at that first word, I just want to talk a little bit about the word confidence. And there are some statistics I was looking at that were just in the teens, like, 16% or so of girls in the 6th grade felt confident, but then that plummeted to only like about 5 or 6% by the time they got to the 10th grade. And so I'm going to say that again, it was maybe around 16, 17, 18% of girls in the 6th grade for this particular study that felt confident in the 6th grade. But then by the time they got to the 10th grade, it plummeted to only about 6%. And then as girls get older and older, and with all the things that are going on with social media and what people think about their outer beauty, not their inner beauty, but their outer beauty, those numbers get lower and lower and lower. So having where we have things like boxing and powerlifting and looking at those as positive and events, positive activities, those are things that can help girls and women to feel better about themselves, because confidence helps you in any kind of interaction that you will have from a human interaction perspective. It'll help you with feeling that you have something to look forward to in your life. It'll help you to have better, more concrete, solidified and concise communication. It'll help you even with your cash flow. That's part of what I teach from a business perspective, that it helps you when you're more confident, because people have more confidence in you. And then depending on whatever project you're working on, they're like, she sounds like she really knows what she's talking about. And then you actually have something to back that up. Not that you sound like you know, but you have the data and the information and the expertise to back that up. And then you can make more money in your various engagements. It also helps you to be more realistic when you have confidence, because what you can do then is objectively look at all of the different areas of a problem, and maybe even come to whoever it is with maybe 2 or 3 different solutions. And so you can have where you do what's called like SMART goals, where you're looking at something that's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, it's time bound, and it's specific and all of that. And so confidence helps you to be able to look at issues and problems more concisely, and not just have the problems, but be able to do troubleshooting to move forward. If you remember, related to powerlifting, when Larnie was on, she mentioned that she ruptured her Achilles or something. So she wanted to still train and wanted to still compete. And one of the things that she stated was that she had to come up with a different way in order to do that. So she didn't just stop and just feel all miserable and cry and whine and complain and moan. Maybe she did a little bit of that, but she mentioned that she found a different, innovative way to go forward with what it is that she wanted to do. And that's what this is all about, helping to give you tools and tips on how to build your confidence, strength, and beauty, as well as hearing from others who have done that and have made some changes in their life, some shifts, as she mentioned, in order to do that as well. So having confidence helps you also to stay positive. And it also helps you to detox your mind of negativity, and not align yourself with those things or those people that bring you down. Now, it is where we need to have people in our life that are not there to bring us down, but to give us constructive criticism. And based on that constructive criticism, it might hurt for a minute or 2 or 3, or a day or 2 or 3, or a month or 2 or 3. But when you really, really look at it, it was put there to make you a stronger, more confident person. So we're going to be looking at innovative ways that we will be able to do this moving forward, and really focused in on listening and maybe even taking some notes, ladies and gentlemen, on what these women are saying as to why they went into this. And not just why they went into it, but how they're using it to build their confidence and have a more positive and more productive life. Now, if that's something that you're interested in, like I said, you can join us on this journey and be a part of one of our next docu-series on that. But also, part of what we do here is we grow speakers, and we have various speaker opportunities and competitions and things that we do, ways that you can learn to be a more powerful professional public speaker. I actually have a book. It's on the bottom corner here, called The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. And if you want to get that book, you can get it on Amazon and some other areas too. You can go to my name, crystalrichardson.com, and there's various links on there for the book, Crystal Richardson, and you can see on the bottom here how to spell my name. But being a powerful public speaker will help you to get your story out related to what you're doing for your fitness goals as well. And that can help someone else, ladies and gentlemen, to put time and attention into their fitness goals. And then we have a healthier, better community, a healthier, better world, because we are all looking at ways to not just box and power lift, but to make our lives better by having some kind of fitness and fitness goals. So what I was speaking about earlier was about public speaking. And so if you want to be involved in some of the tours and different things that we have coming up related to that, I'm going to play this commercial, and then we are going to close out our docu-series for today. Yes, yes, yes. We have a number of things going on and that are coming up. And so we would love to have you join us next tour. That would be really, really great. So Confidence, Strength, and Beauty is coming. It's here. And we will be seeing you again on February 4th and February 11th. And one of the things that some people do this for is to help them to get over this four-letter word, F-E-A-R, fear. So before we end for today, I want to go into a little bit about fear and how we can use that to catapult us into the next area of our life, to catapult us into our greatness. And, it says at the bottom, the world speaks, activating your greatness. So if we are able to get over fear and have anything and everything that we do help us with that, we can have such a better life, and we can also have where we achieve our God ideas, our God-born ideas, the things that he has placed on our hearts and in our minds as to why we were placed here on earth. And so fear, F-E-A-R. You've heard of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, like all of these different things that we have in us, cortisol, all of these different things. And so our levels go up and down, and our heart is pounding. There's all different kinds of things that happen in our body and in our mind, and the devil's on one side, angels on the other, and like all these different voices and all this noise and distractions in our head when we get fearful, right? And so we can have where we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's about to happen. I'm so scared, and I'm sweating, and I can't believe that I'm even trying to do this, and what's about to happen. Or you can say, wow, and your heart can still be pounding and you still can be sweating, but you can be where you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so exciting. I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm just going to go for it. And however you change fear and metamorphosize that negative fear into a positive use of fear. So I say that some people talk about fear being fresh. It can be false evidence appearing real, is what some people say. But I say it's fresh energy awaiting reset. So false evidence appearing real is, all the different voices, and you're just scared, and you don't know what's about to happen. And chances are a lot of times that it's not, whatever it is that you're thinking about is not quite as bad as, the result is not quite as bad as you think. So that's the false evidence appearing real. But also when we say fresh energy awaiting reset, take all that bundled up energy that's negative and all of these voices and turn it into something positive and go for it. Don't try, just do it. Just go for it. So as you go into these gyms, as you go into these various areas of fitness centers to start your journey, potentially with boxing and powerlifting, I want to encourage you to just do it. Do something different, ladies. Let's go out here and have where we take care of our fitness, take care of our health, take care of our life, no matter our age, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are. You heard on here from Larnie and myself, a lot of these women were all different ages. Go out and do something for yourself that can help you with your mental clarity, your mental health, as well as your physical health. And let's live the life that we are meant to live. I really appreciate you being here on our opening of Confidence, Strength, and Beauty. I would like to thank Larnie for being our first host for this. And we are going to be hearing more from her and some of the other coaches and people related to why they do this. And I hope that you join us and register at lifeinnovationglobal.com so that we can track your progress from January through December every month related to powerlifting and boxing. We would love, love, love to feature you and have where you have a reality TV portion, if you will, here on LIGTV for your fitness goals. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.